Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Vibe Podcast with Raven and Ree.
I'm your host, Raven.
And I'm your host, Ree. And we are on episode 29. And this is a very special episode. I feel like I say that every episode, but there's always something going on when we record. And this episode happens to be our welcome back after FTF.
Yeah, I feel like for the last couple podcasts, we've always had something going on, whether we've had to deal with like fandom stuff or even just like in our personal lives. There's just like lots of things happening. But it's okay, because this episode is just going to be about our time at FTF, the Forever Twilight and Sports Festival. It seems like everything just came like full circle at this point.
Yeah.
You know? It was a pretty magical experience. I'm like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, I don't even know. I will say this was the festival back from COVID because last year was virtual. So this was the big in-person event that was missed last year, and we got to. This was our first FTF, so it was like a big moment.
Yeah, it felt really surreal. I think that's the best way I can sum it up. But so I flew out. I know you flew out earlier. Well, you flew out to Seattle before me. So I flew out Thursday night, and honestly, if I had to change one thing about the trip, it would have been I would have flown out earlier on Thursday and got in there like Thursday, evening, and been able to do some of the events on Thursday because I had originally was like, this is the third week of school. I cannot miss that much. I
Yeah.
was on Friday. I was taking Monday for travel, and I was like, okay, like I cannot miss Thursday. I need it. In the beginning of school, it's really hard. You need to really like have a routine with them, with your students, and even being gone like one day, like you'll get a note from the sub that's like, your class is terrible. I hate you. And that
Oh
was like the
no.
feared. I did not want them to like be crazy and all that stuff. So I was like, okay. But then it just turned out that I was so anxious and terrified, and also I had some bad influences from my coworkers. They were like, let's take Thursday because I had packed super late on Wednesday, and then like I was like, what is the point of the weekend? Whatever, right? So I ended up taking Thursday, which I was like, well, then I should have just flown out earlier, and I could have changed my flight. At first I was just gonna take Thursday as a half day, but then it evolved to me taking a full day. And I was like, I should have just changed my flight to earlier, but I was flying out with Cherish, and then like we would have had to wait for Angela to get there, and then like because we're all in a rental, so it was just like I'll just keep it. But I know now for next year that I'm gonna take an earlier flight on Thursday so I can be there on Thursday. Also,
Yeah.
because for ticket pickup, they give you your number, and then you're kind of grouped with that those like with that amount like every 25 people for the meeting seat.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that I was like, fuck. Like,
Yeah, that's one thing I would change is if I do Cullen again, because like we were all Cullens, so it's like we were at the end because like I got there Thursday night to Forks because we had stopped in. We decided to take Thursday the drive up so then we could go to Bella Italia because Bella Italia has weird hours. It's only open Thursday to Sunday and then from like 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And we couldn't go Sunday because Sunday was the 1,000-year after party. So we were like, okay, Thursday's our only day. So it's like by the time we got our ticket, we were already 200. And I was like, oh man, I know that they're going to be exhausted by the time they meet us. So I'm either going to come in early if I do Cullen again, or I'm going to do Wolfpack or Volturi. So then
I'm gonna do Wolfpack or Volturi, and then I'm just gonna get my ticket early, and then just call it a day with that. I'll probably
yeah.
end up doing Volturi because I'm kind of I have to tell you guys about Marcus because he's
I saw your post and I was like, oh my god, Raven.
I'll get into that later. But so yeah, so I flew out, and then we got a rental, and then me, Church, and Angela were like, let's just go for it. Like where we didn't want to stop and sleep. We would have rather just drive and got in there. And then luckily, like it was, I guess, just like out of excitement, like we were not even tired on the drive over,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like talking and like singing, and it was a great time. And I was really terrible with the driving. I was like, going speeding and the turns
Oh.
and all that. I felt like Edward. That's really how it felt. Um, and then we got to our Airbnb, and I know Mare had told me, she was like, "Wake me up when you get here," and I was like, "Okay." But I got there like almost 4. I was like, "I'm not gonna go wake her up." And so then like it's like 8 in the morning, and I just hear Raven, and I like turn, and she's like, I'm like, my eyes are all closed, and I was like, oh, and then
Oh my,
yeah, and then we went and got our
get the breakfast.
breakfast, and that's where we first met because Cherish and I were already in. We had already picked up our ticket, and then we had got in line to get breakfast. And then we saw you guys pull in, and that's where we kind of like first met. I don't
Yes,
even know if I have video of that. Maybe someone does, but I don't.
I know. I think Jazz took a video of you giving me my gift because I
Yeah,
have like a whole picture thing, and it's just me going like,
yeah. So we had Cherish and I went in and got us buy the breakfast was bomb. It was so good.
"Oh my
I
god,
I wanted that breakfast every day.
oh my god!" I gotta tell a story about the breakfast because you guys had already left when this happened. After like we met, we gave each other our gifts. After you left, did you see the people who were doing like the Twilight documentary?
They
So they came up to us because they saw Kenzie in her Bella outfit. And so they were talking to Kenzie, but then they saw that we were a group, so then they talked with us together.
mm,
And then they were all like, "We see that we're taking up the line, so how about after you guys get your breakfast, we'll do the wrap up." Well, we go get our breakfast, and then we see Ajay and Meg, and we're talking to them, and then
mm.
the interview people see us. So then we talked with them because they had so many questions. We talked with the interview people for like an hour and a half. Our breakfast was cold by the time we got to eat it. And then we had to get to the bazaar.
Well, no, yeah, because I remember because we had to get our breakfast, and then we were like, we had to go pick up Mare and someone else. I forgot who. Mare and someone else because Emily had to go to the bazaar. So we like drove, and then we weren't staying in Forks. We were staying in Beaver, Washington. It was like
Oh,
15 minutes out, so it was like not that far. But so we had
yeah.
to go back and get there, and then come back and hope that there was still breakfast. And like we got there, we parked, and you guys were still talking to them. And then like
Wait,
some
I didn't
lady,
even see y'all.
yeah, y'all were still talking. Well, because we kind of like parked on the side. I know, like none of us got down. Actually, no, I went down and I waited for I think Mare and Riley to get. I think it was Riley to get their food because when we parked, I think Lissy had came out and we were like, "You guys are still getting breakfast?" Because Sam said they were, and she was like, "Oh, I don't think so." But then I was like, "Dang!" And she was like, "Wait, how many?" She's like, "How many?" I was like, "Only two." Like weird, and she was like, "Go." And then I think at that point, most of the OC had already like left, but Sam was there, and I think Sam had told Mare like, "You think this is your own private showing?" And and yeah, but it was so funny because when Cherish and I walked in for breakfast, Carlisle and Edward were right there, and I was like, "They're so tall," 'cause like you don't expect for them to be that tall, and but they were
Mm-hmm.
super tall, and then I was like in shock. I was like, I feel like I'm having a fever, like a fever dream right now.
They were tall because even in my 5-inch boots, I still had to crank my neck up. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, they were tall, and I was telling Cherish like, "Are we gonna go to Paris right now?" And she was like, "Stop it, Raven." So funny. And then it was so I saw V or I saw Alice, and I was telling her, I was like, "Oh my God, it's V." She was like, "Who's V?" But I totally forgot because I was just like, I see her all the time online. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. You look like someone I know named V." But it's so great because like I'm like the theater teacher, like I should know this, but whenever we like are doing children's shows, when we go outside, we tell the kids like they are their characters, and so they have to like if they know like one of the kids that goes up to them like they're not you know Jessica, their character, and so they're like so I was like oh, that made my like theater heart happy. I was like oh I love that.
Aw, they were
But
so
then
great.
I'm like okay, I'm like trying to like break. So that was Friday.
There was a
Uh,
lot Friday.
oh Friday and
Because
Friday was
yeah,
good.
Friday and Saturday were packed. Like Friday was my favorite day, so it's like I remember most of that day because the family fandom party was so fun.
Yeah, I think I had a lot of my favorite nights were Friday and Sunday. And then Saturday, I think was just like I think I was maybe like just there was just a lot going on, just like
Yeah.
too much happening. But so Friday after that, we did go to the bazaar. We walked around a little bit. I loved they had so many booths, and it was like really great and amazing. And I got a little. I bought something for Mama Cat. I think I have it.
Same.
I was like, I was so glad to meet her.
Yes. Oh my gosh. She gives great hugs.
Oh, she really does. Okay, I got this cup.
Which one did you get? Oh, you got cold one? I got Bella's brew.
Oh, that was cute. She ran. She had one. I don't know. She had one that I really wanted, but I think she had ran out. But I totally forgot what it was. I'm gonna drink out of this now because Mama Cat is a loyal listener to us, and so
Yes. Sorry, my dog's barking. My mom's watching New Moon, so he probably sees Jacob in his wolf form.
that is so funny. Um, yeah. So we went to the bazaar, and then they had you could like, there was like different things that you could go do. Like go into the the collection, go to the collection. You could go to they had the author signing, and then
Yeah.
12 they started the meet and greet with Peter, Fatinelli and Eric Odom. Um,
Oh,
which was, and then they started, but the thing is like they start with the they started with the Volturi group, and then they did the Wolf Pack, and then they did the Cullen group because it's the biggest group, you
God.
know.
I personally think that they should have split the meet and greet up between the 2 days, like do Friday, Saturday, because like a 5 hour meet and greet in itself is too long for one person, but then it went over like 2 hours.
Yeah, I finished right before. I think we finished right before 8, and like me and Cherish, and there were still like 20 people in line behind us, and there that was the last
Mm.
last people. Um, I know like there were some people who had complaints, and they went on social media and spoke their piece. But I honestly, the way that I would have done it differently is probably start at like 11:30, right? A little bit earlier. And then like I mean it's so difficult, but maybe it's mean or me, but the way that I see it is that they were letting people and like our my friends included because some of my friends had an earlier group, but then like they ended up going like with the later group because the what they had is you could only go in once your number was called. And the way that I see it was like, what I would have done is you have to go in with your number, like the number that, your group. And then like, and if you don't, then you have to wait till when everyone has gone, you know,
Yeah.
that is like the different thing that I would have done. And then it was just kind of like, um, yeah, and I definitely think it should have been like they should have for VIP tickets at least. I think it's definitely smarter to do maybe like they have an option to do maybe like VIP or meet and greet Friday, meet and greet Saturday, so that you can kind of choose. That way, when the performers are not exhausted by the end of it, maybe like they
Yeah.
have a bit of more downtime to like relax between the meet and greet and the party, so maybe they stay longer. And they don't feel like. I mean, there was definitely times where I looked over at. There was one time I looked over at Peter after he got back from a break. And he like came and he like looked at the crowd, and I saw him say under his breath, "Fuck." I was
No,
like,
I saw that I saw that happen a couple times. Like I saw Eric, he like looked and he kind of looked stressed. And I was just so like, man, I would have no problem coming back tomorrow as long as like they're rested, they would be happy because I kind of rushed I rushed my time with Peter and Eric. I didn't even like with Peter, I said hi, gave him my thing, and then took the picture. And then I was like, thank you so much. I didn't want to like say anything just because I could tell like he wanted to wrap things up. And then Eric, I talked a little bit with because I had mentioned I'm from South Carolina, and he was like, oh, I have friends from South Carolina, like all that. So,
mm,
but then also it's just all like, and I mean, I just think it's funny how some of the people that were complaining on like Instagram and live stream end up cutting the line.
yeah. I remember talking to Sam about this, and she was like that they really did not want to cut because the OC went to take their pictures and all that. I wasn't like too like mad. I wasn't mad about that. I was just like
I wasn't mad about them.
I was like that's great. But then I think the problem, but some people were mad about them cutting in line. Or like go. I don't even. They weren't cutting in line because they weren't even in line. It was just like they came over, took their pictures, talked a little bit, fine. But then some people felt a little bit more entitled and thought that they deserved to like be to go, and so then they did. And then actually, I think everyone in there was like some people in line at that point, like what the fuck, like that's not
Oh,
at all.
yeah, I
I'm not
people around me after,
gonna.
like the people around me were all like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" Like they really did that, and I was just like, "Oh,
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't really think like. I don't think that's fair, and I think that maybe that's something. I don't. I honestly don't have like a lot of complaints about the weekend at all. Like it may. I the only one that I'm like, okay, I think that if they were, like maybe they should have done like um the OC and maybe Amy, since she was doing the panel with Peter, like maybe they should have done their own separate thing, like before
yeah,
the actual meet and greet or like after. That way they could have gotten more time, like people weren't going to sit there and like be angry or like that people were cutting or whatever, that maybe they should have like, so I think it could have been organized a little bit better in that sense. And obviously like it was our first time and we were just like, so just like starstruck with even just being there in force. I remember like it was literally like 3 something a.m. and like we were like, okay, we're driving to Fort, you need to put the music on. And like I think it was like the next day when we're driving back from Beaver because when we're driving from Beaver we have to go on two of the bridges and like we put on one of the songs and I was like, wait, what? Like I'm pretty sure it was full moon and like we drove and I was like, wait, what the fuck? I was like, sorry for
you
my like
gotta."
cussing a lot, guys, but like it was literally like I was driving like real fine, like real chill, and then like I don't know what happened, but I was like, whoa, what is happening right now? My brain was like, I was like, it's like I'm in the movie. It was like the weirdest thing in the world ever. It was so
Bell
cool.
Bella's monologue just starts playing in my head. In the state of Washington, under a near constant cover of clouds and rain, there's the small town of Forks, population 3,120.
It literally is what it was, and it was just like, whoa, like this is weird. So I definitely think meet and greet could have been organized a little better. But I think like even then, like a lot. I mean, my feet hurt now, like even now to this day from standing in that line because
My back hurt really
my,
bad the next day.
mine did too. I had to have chairs like try to pop my back. It's so embarrassing. I'm pretty sure Mary took a picture of me laying on the floor and chairs like bent over trying to pop my back, and I was just like,
Oh my
I
gosh.
what is happening? but um, but yeah, so like that. I mean, I might have to go to a chiropractor, but hey, $60. for me going to the chiropractor versus like having this experience is like worth it.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah.
Um, I think yeah, my feet like even now to this day like there's like certain parts of my feet that I'm like that are in pain. Like if I stand a certain way, and it's probably just like the shoes I had were not very good. um, which I was a little sad about because they're kind of like knockoffs of the Bello shoe. And so I was sad that they didn't work out. And
Oh.
I literally that night on Friday, I was like, I cannot wear these shoes for this in the rest of the night. I was like, I'm either gonna wear my Nike slides or I need to go to Forks Outfitters and get sandals, and I did. And I was like, and I wore them the entire time because they're like so comfortable. They're like the most comfortable thing ever. Like I love those sandals I got. And they're cute. And I could never find something like that down here, like where I live. So I was like, well, these are perfect. Now and they were $10.
Hey.
I was like, that's a steal. And then I also picked up some White Claws. So like after the meeting greet, because Church and I got out pretty late, and like the people who were with the rest of my group had already went and started eating at one of the pizza places right next to Outfitters. So I got there and I'm stressed. I'm tired. I'm like, whatever. I need to eat. I need to start drinking. So
That was me on Saturday.
I literally well Friday. See, I didn't think that was me on Friday. Like I was like, I need to.
Raven on Friday, you were in your groove.
I was. I
I
was.
love the pictures that we took, the blurry ones.
Oh,
They're so
seriously.
funny.
Um. So we got to the pizza place, and I saw that they had a White Claws, and I was like, I will take a White Claw, please. And I sat down and I finished it, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Sports Outfitters and get Buzz Balls and White Claws. And that's what I did. I went and got Buzz
Yeah.
Balls and White Claws. We drove back to the Airbnb. We changed and we headed to the party. I don't know what else. What did you do after you met Peter? Because
Oh,
we went to the. I know I went to the collection. That was pretty cool.
yeah. So by the time we got out of Peter, it was around 7 o'clock ish, just after 7. My back was hurting and my phone was at 2%. So I was like, okay, guys, we're gonna go to the hotel. We're gonna just chill, have like I need a can of Coca-Cola. I need to charge my phone and I need to rest my back. So I think for until the fandom party, we just chilled in the hotel watching Friends or Criminal Minds, did touch ups on makeup. And then we tried to finish Jazz's Voodoo Donut because she got the same one that Kat gave you.
So I finished that Friday after I got back from drinking.
so we did that and chilled, and I think yeah. So then we went to the. I can't remember if we went and got food. I don't think we did. Um. So yeah, I think we just snacked, and I tried to get my stuff together because the hotel room was a mess. So I tried to like make it kind of clean, and I put my notebook in a safe spot because I didn't want to lose my signatures.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get alcohol Friday night. I got it on Saturday. So it was at the Phantom party that I saw that they had White Claws, and I was like, I don't drink White Claws, but I guess I'm gonna have to because I didn't want beer and they didn't have the wine that I drink. So I was just like, you know what, we'll do it. So I had one, Jazz had one, and then her and I each split one. So I was gone after that.
I had. Oh no. Okay, so let's rewind a little. So when we were at the bazaar, no, we're yeah at the bazaar, but we're waiting in line um for the collection. And I saw Marcus, and I was like, I love Marcus so much. It's just like I was like in love with Marcus, and I was like, I just cannot. And they were like, say hi to him, and I was like, no, I can't. I'm not gonna do it. I was so nervous to say hi to Marcus. It was so terrible. And then we go into the bazaar, and then we're like there waiting, and we went to Native Twilight. I got like a sweatshirt. I got a hat for Carlos. I got like a couple of things from Native to Twilight while we were waiting for the line, and then they called Marcus over, and the pictures I have of me and Marcus, I'm like
I saw those.
so in love with him. It's so funny. And he just looked at me and I was like, I can't, don't look at me. Don't look at me, sir. And he was
Oh my.
it's so funny. And they were like, you're and I don't even think I was like that for Peter, like or Eric. I was just like chill. But Marcus, I was like that.
Oh my god, me with the entire OC. Oh my god, like oh, that was one thing. We also went to Native to Twilight after Peter, but also at the at the bazaar, we saw Jasper walking toward us, and we're all like, oh
Oh
my
yeah,
gosh, Jasper, Jasper, it's Jasper.
none of you guys wanted to say hi, and I was like, guys, come on.
I was too mesmerized. I was like, oh my god,
I
it's
walked
Jasper.
up to him and I was like, hey bestie, do you want a picture?
And it's like, I'm 5'2", and he's like 6 freaking 2 or something. I was just like, oh my god, I can't.
That was really tall. And also, yeah, so then I was just like, I guess for everyone else, I was like, fine. I was like, whatever. But Marcus, for some reason, had my
Mark,
heart. It was just terrible. And I was like a schoolgirl, like all giddy and weird with Marcus.
oh, I bet
Um,
he loved that.
I know, right? And then, yeah, so we went back to the Airbnb after Outfitters. And I started drinking my White Claws. I had a Buzz Ball. And then
Oh,
I had a candy,
a candy, a
candy,
candy.
a
I will
fourth
say
candy.
to any listeners, it is legal in the state of Washington to partake in a certain recreational thing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes. The candy was great in Washington. Great candy. Uh,
I didn't try. I was too scared.
so
I had a bad experience last time I did it, so I was like,
yeah. So I had a fourth. That's why Nicole was out that night because she was partaking in lots of candy and fun and drinking. So at the Airbnb. I had a fourth of the candy. I had Cherish was like, Raven, calm down. And I was like, I'm chilling. Leave me alone. I think I had probably, but I had three White Claws at the house. Okay, so I had one at the pizza place. And then I had one when we were at the house. And then I had a fourth of a candy. And then I took two White Claws for the drive to the party. They were like,
Raven,
they're like, why do you need two? And I was like, guys, I need two for the drive to the party.
ma'am, we
We got,
should
we
have
got to tell
partied. I would have done it with you. I would have had a candy with you
you next time. Next
next year.
time. Then we're at the party. I think when we got there, Peter had already left. Like we left the house at like 9:15, and then he had already left.
We got to see him as he was leaving, and he passed right. Oh my god! I was like, oh my god! Some lady was getting her drinks and had to move behind him, and she's like, "Excuse me, doctor," and he just looked. He went like, he had like a little smile. He's like,
We were it was so funny, and then we got there, and I love to dance, but my problem is like I like to dance and I like to drink. So like
I do
we
too.
drink inside because of the mask. So I was outside most of the night with my White
I
Claws and having a great time, having great conversations
I
with
love
everyone.
the party. The Phantom Party was my favorite. I think of the 3 parties, the Phantom Party was my favorite.
The,
Just
I
the vibes.
don't know. The karaoke was kind of my favorite too. Like
Oh
karaoke.
yeah, that was fun.
So I can't wait to talk about karaoke because it was just like oh so yeah. So then and then I think I was like I think someone helped me to the car. I think
Oh my god, Raven.
I mean, I wasn't bad. Like I could have walked, but I think I was just like like I was just like that. You know, we're having a great time. I don't know. I'm probably Mare, maybe Cherish, maybe Mare and Emily. I don't remember. But then we got to the house. I was like eating. I literally was starting to finish the rest of my donut, and I remember like I had puffy like all over my face. It was terrible. It was so bad. And then we like yeah that night was ended great. Like we went back to Airbnb, we talked, and like we went to sleep. And then I think I woke up the next day at like 8 or something like that. Saturday
Yeah,
was
same.
what happened Saturday? Saturday was just like a weird to me. Saturday, honestly, Saturday probably my least favorite day there.
Same.
Like so I don't know why. I think like for I'm like what did we do? Oh, they had we had the stand. They had the costume contest.
Yeah, I went to that.
Didn't go to that because I was like, I need to sleep in a little bit, so I did. And then oh my god, so I don't think Forks is allowed to have chain restaurants because of they have like some rule to that. So that's why everything's kind of
Mom and
like
pop.
owned and mom and pop stuff. So I was like, and it's terrible because after a night of Nicole being out, she needs she needs like I need to tame the beast with like some greasy burger from like Whataburger or like something, this is gross and ugly and I just need it.
Yeah,
And they don't have anything there.
they
But
don't.
I was like, okay, I need to go in. So I went into town and I saw what the fry bread and I was like, I keep hearing people talk about the fry bread. So I was like, I'll try what the fry bread, right? Like I got down and they had a burger and I was like, I need the burger. Give me the burger, give me a lemonade. This was right before Sam and V's panel. So, oh, you know what? Saturday was also the Remember. Oh no, was Friday the Remember Twilight?
Friday was Remember Twilight. Saturday was another bite of Twilight.
Yes, Friday. Also on Friday we went to Remember Twilight. They did like a live podcast. It was so funny. It was like they were talking about the honeymoon scene, like the honeymoon chapter in a church, and so it was
Oh God.
the funniest thing ever. And like they said something about having, you know, Bella having those kind of dreams about Edward. And then I like she was so funny because then I would turn to church and go, like I had my dream about Chris Evans. And she was like, you're in church, Raven, calm down. It was the funniest thing.
Oh Jesus.
It was so funny. Um, Yeah, so then Saturday they had the V panel. I ate what the fry bread, so good. The burger, it was literally amazing. I was like, I love this so much. I actually want fry bread right now. I'm so sad that I cannot have it. Um,
I miss the coffee huts.
the coffee. I got coffee at the grind at Outfitters on I forgot what day.
Oh,
It was probably Friday, but it was so
oh,
good.
girl. Um, when you go back, you gotta go to Shot in the Dark, or it's like another one. Best coffee I have ever had. I don't like white mocha that much. I usually prefer like caramel macchiato, but I got their iced white mocha. It
Hmm.
was so good. And their muffins look like Emily's muffins from New Moon.
Well, the grind was pretty good too. I think I got like this caramel iced coffee because that's like my go-to, and it was pretty good too. And then Cherish got like a drink from there too. That because they have Twilight, the grind has Twilight themed drinks.
Connection is going out.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, now I hear it. Say that one more
Okay,
time.
the grind has Twilight themed drinks. So they have a Twilight in the app. So I think I know I don't remember. I don't know if I got a caramel ice. The Twilight is basically just like a caramel iced coffee, basically. And you can get, but it was like, but they have like all these other ones. Like the Breaking Dawn one is like something with like Red Bull, but you don't have to like you can switch it out for something else. It was like good,
Red Bull. What?
so good. And then I tasted it because Friday I was like, I'm gonna drink tonight. I tasted Cherishes and I was like, this would be good with vodka. She was like, you would say that, and I was like, I would. I um So we went to the V, and I went to V and uh Sam's panel. It was like a really nice panel. It was like pretty chill. They talked a lot about like social media and stuff like that. And it was like pretty great. And then we had like a little bit of a break between their panel and Peter's panel. Um, so we like went outside into pictures with the sun that day. A lot of us wore our Charlie Swan's angel shirts that I really want to wear to school so bad, but it has a beer can on it and I can't.
Oh, come on. Well, you can wear a jacket and then just show his face.
That's true. Maybe like a flannel, but yeah, I was like, oh, I want to wear it so bad, but I was like, I feel like they would be like Raven. I don't know. 'Cause this literally this week I've been wearing all of my like Twilight shirts that I bought over there, like everything. Like that's all I've been wearing like to school. But yeah, we took pictures. They don't they I don't think they had the bazaar happening that day. It was only Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
I don't a
They
lot of
mm,
no, you can go.
oh, I think it was during the right before Peter's panel, they had the OC autograph station.
Yeah, they had that. So I'm like trying to think like what else they had
They had
Saturday.
they had the silent auction going on every day around the same time as everything else. And then they also, I think you could go to the collection at that time too. The collection was open.
Yeah, that's why I'm like I don't remember like what I did Saturday. I know we
Yeah.
did channels, Peter channel. Um, I
Yeah.
know Peter
We went
channel.
out to eat at that restaurant right by the Pacific Inn. It was pretty good. The only thing is you could tell the server got annoyed with us because she knew why we were in Forks, and it's like she was
Mm,
kind of rude, but then it was like after our food came and everything, she kind of got nicer.
the people at What the Fried Bread were really nice, and they were asking us about like Twilight and stuff like that. It was like it was pretty cool. They were really cool at What the Fried Bread. I think I had What the Fried Bread twice that day. But they I loved it there. The Peter panel was pretty cool. I liked that he wouldn't sometimes he wouldn't stick to the question, but I kind of love that, and I loved his like little tangents and stuff.
I
And
love them.
he did a guided meditation that I was like, Peter, are you gonna like make love to my brain right now? 'Cause that's what it feels like.
Also, like, oh my god, gotta record this so then anytime I want to be hypnotized, I got Peter's live
It's
voice doing it.
it's on the Forever Solid and Folks Instagram. They did a live and they saved it. And I was like, Peter Facinelli should start an ASMR channel.
Yes, he's got a really nice voice.
Oh, I was like, my lord, Peter. And
It's like, Peter,
then,
stop. You're making me act up. We're in public.
and then he gave some love to the Twilight TikTokers. He was like, I think someone asked him about social media or something like that, and he was like,
Yeah.
I'm on everything except for TikTok. And I was like, and he was like, but, and he goes, does anyone hear TikTok? And then literally we were all in one section. We were like,
Yeah.
woo! And then he like literally directly turned to talk to us. And he was like looking at us in the face. And he was like, I have so much respect for you TikTokers. You guys are more creative than I am and blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh, Peter, I love you so much.
Ugh,
That
love
was
him.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing. And then literally I feel like right after that, I think we went to like go get ready for the party and
Yeah. That's when I went to the Outfitters and I got Smirnoffs and a buzz ball.
I also went to Outfitters and got seen off. And so I was like,
Um,
we don't,
I wish
well,
there
no.
was a variety pack of the Smirnoffs, but they only had the 6. So I got the green apple because that was my favorite that they had. I was looking for,
Oh, you know what?
um,
We did stop at Outfitters. We stopped at this like little corner store, like gas station, and I walked in to get more White Claws, and I walked out with a pack of White Claws, a pack of Smirnoff, and chips. And Cherish was like, Raven, what are you doing? And I was like, but I was only going to get White Claws, but they had Smirnoff and they had grape, and I had never tried those before. So I tried them, and they taste like grape Kool-Aid. It was like the best.
ooh,
And I
did,
was like, no, what?
oh no, finish up and then I'll ask.
well, no, and so we went back, and not I we didn't finish all of our drinks. We still had like three left from the White Claw before, and then so I had to I threw well I didn't throw it, but at the Airbnb we had the people that lived there recycle glass and and cans. So I emptied like the night Sunday night. I emptied a lot of them out and like cleaned them and then like put them where they they're not going to waste because they're going to be recycled. But yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave a whole bunch of alcohol in the fridge.
Yeah. Yeah. But so you did the right thing.
Yeah, I did.
Did you go to the dinner? The Bella Italia dinner?
No, we didn't. I
You
didn't
didn't
want to wait
go.
I don't know. I didn't want to wait in a line. And I was like, I was like, I'll just come back one day and I'll get Bella Italia, you know? We
Yeah.
were
It was
to,
it was pretty good. Cause like the way it had it is that that's where you got the Bella Italia dinner is where they gave the vouchers for like the alcohol. Which when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, they should have given us these the previous night because it said the 10th and the 11th, and the Bella Italia dinner and the and the gala was on the 11th, and I was like, I could have used these at the Phantom party. Um,
and
but it
I
was
bought a lot of White Claws at the party.
yeah, but it was a good dinner. I mean, they had the mushroom ravioli, they had spaghetti and meatballs, Caesar salad, and then bread, and then you got your choice of like a Coke or a glass of wine, but you had to pay for the alcohol. So it was good. I wasn't that hungry, but then I ate all my food, so I was like, oh, I guess I am hungry.
I guess that's kind of where I like from then on. I was just kind of like, like I don't know, like the vibes were like for me personally. I was just like, I don't know, like the vibes were off for me. Like with the rest of the night, I started drinking a little bit at the house, at the Airbnb, and then like I don't know, I was like I wasn't feeling it anymore. And then I got there and I was like, oh, so I was just like sitting down the whole time. I was just
Yeah,
chilling. It was like, mm.
yeah. I was a little obvious that I had pre-gamed and I was embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed then, but then the next morning I was like, fudge. You could definitely tell I was already gone because I had half of a buzz ball and a Smirnoff. And I was like, oh
And by the time like the everything ended, I was like everything I had drank was like out of my system, so I was like just chilling. But yeah,
yeah.
'cause I was wearing like my white dress, and there wasn't supposed to be like alcohol inside. And I went inside to go to the bathroom, but they had like the tables there, like like in the lobby area, and I like sat on like I didn't sit on one of the tables, but I like kind of leaned, and I guess someone had spilled something there, and like it got all over my dress, like literally like
No,
everybody's back. I know. And so then like
no.
after that I was like so angry. I was like I'm gonna go sit and just be upset by myself. But I know, and like you could like I didn't want to stand up because like it was very clear that I was wearing a pad because I was finishing my period. So it was just like I was like I'm not gonna stand up. I was like so at the end of it I was like I'm ready to go. I was ready. I think we went back afterward when we got back to the Airbnb. It was like fine. Like I was like chilling. I changed and we were just hanging out and we
Yeah.
with that night. But then that was fine. Like it wasn't. Yeah, that's why Saturday is like my probably my least favorite day out of all the days that we were there.
Yeah. Saturday was also my least favorite day, and also I was just, I mean, I was also getting overwhelmed with like, I mean, I was under the influence, but also I was overwhelmed with the amount of people at the gala because it was like twice as many at the fandom party. And
I think that was part of my thing too, that there was just like a lot of
I,
people
I
at
couldn't walk. I was like bumping into people. I was in these heels and I was already stumbling, and I was just like, oh no. And it's, I'm like, the gala. I mean, I'll still say I had fun because by the end of the night, after dancing and everything, and like things were kind of like settled, it was okay. And I mean, I still had fun, but like the beginning part, I was just like, oh, I don't like this.
yeah, there was a lot of people there and I don't know why, but this is how I kind of felt, but maybe it's just like me being insecure, but it just kind of felt like a competition. Like who's gonna outshine, the next person, like, in their white outfits, and then who, like, things like that. And I just like I didn't like I don't like the vibes for the vibe. Like the OC looked amazing.
They
Like
were.
they were
I was like, bow down.
literally, like no one could win like outside them. They were literally amazing. But I don't know why, like the vibes is just like weird for me. Like that's like the kind like that's like the vibe I got. Like
Yeah. I got
over
I got glares. I got glares from people and I was just all like, what the fuck?
yeah,
Like,
that's why I was like, and that's why I liked Friday and Saturday the most. Cause well, it's Friday and Sunday the most. Cause like it just seemed like super chill, really back, like not really like
yeah.
competition, like who can look the hottest, kind of thing. So I don't know, but and I maybe that goes with the theme a little bit because it was like the
It was
white, but
yeah.
like previous years like they did like the prom, and I think that would have been so funny, like to show up in like an ugly prom dress, like there's
Uh
like something like
I would so use one of my old prom dresses
I,
for that.
I'm like trying to think about what they are gonna do for next year because it seems like they're going by themes a little bit. So I don't know like
Yeah.
what they could possibly do next year. That's like I'm like trying to think about Breaking Down Part Two, and
Yeah. I'm
but
like,
I do have an awesome idea that I want to do. I'm gonna try to execute it in November because I'm going back.
you're going back. I saw your countdown.
Sam is doing that cosplay wedding thing, and I wanna go. I wanna cosplay. I don't even know how to say her name. Like say her name for Siobhan, Siobhan,
Siobhan
Siobhan.
from
It's
the
spelled
Irish Coven.
yeah.
Yeah, Siobhan. Oh, I love that would be so easy. I love Siobhan. And you with like the red hair?
Yeah, I was like, I'll get like a red wig, and then I was like, and then like, well, I'm like, well, she's Irish, right? So I'm like, well, I have to, kind of figure, but I want to do like a sexy Siobhan, because
Yes.
that's how Edward described her, this like sexy, voluptuous lady. So I need to go get red eye contact that are prescriptions. So I can. That's what I want to do next year. I want to go and I want to like cosplay as them. I need other people to be. Who's part of the Irish Coven? It's Siobhan. Is that
Maggie and
Maggie?
Liam.
So I need a Maggie and I need a Liam.
Yeah.
So I'll start like an Irish Coven Instagram group, and we'll go, and that'll be our
I mean,
thing.
well, I gotta look at Maggie's description. Maybe I just gotta curl my hair. Maybe I can pull off a Maggie. She's tiny too.
She is.
How much longer you got there?
We'll be wrapping up soon.
That's a move.
Sorry.
She's fine. Let me see. Because I mean, I'm there. Let me see. Oh my god, I can't spell.
Speaking of like the collection and stuff, I need to really figure out what I'm gonna do with my stuff.
Yeah, that's the next thing I wanted to talk about. Ooh, you could probably totally pull off Maggie. She's
What
like,
she look like?
she's black curly hair.
Ooh, I can probably. I just got.
Loki, that kind of looks like you too.
Okay, I'll get contacts.
We just need a
A Liam. Will Mr. Woods do it? Cause Siobhan and Liam are mates.
he would do it, but I don't know how that would work with his he'd have to be a very dark Irishman. He has like a full beard, like a long black hair. Or we can it'll just be me and we'll just find
We'll be Siobhan and Maggie from Midnight Sun before they had Liam.
yes, exactly. There you go. It's only two Irish coven people. Um but yeah, so then That's my plan for next year, and I wanna start doing that cosplay this year. And then if I ever get pregnant, I wanna obviously cosplay as like pregnant Bella,
Yes,
like
you
the
have to.
but yeah. Am I gonna become a cosplayer? I don't know. We'll see.
I was thinking about like, cause with the red wig, if I do get contacts, maybe try and do Heidi. I'm not as tall as Heidi, but I can maybe just do like with pictures. And then I
Mhm.
thought about maybe doing Jane if I were to get my blonde back.
That'd be cool. It would be fun.
Because I love Jane's makeup in Eclipse. Not Breaking Dawn. We don't talk about Breaking Dawn makeup of Jane.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a little
Yeah,
scary.
rough there, rough on the edges. So we could probably do a whole another podcast episode talking just with the makeup of Twilight because it really
Please, I have
is Twilight.
rants.
We'll do one. We'll definitely put it on our list. Um, so Sunday, I think was my
I
favorite day.
I loved Sunday. Sunday was so fun.
Sunday, we had decided that we wouldn't go to like all these little in between events, or at least like me and my group, that we were just gonna go to like the luncheon in the morning or like the brunch, and then go to the karaoke at night. And then so literally we went to that. That was fun too because that at that we're like waiting in line, and I was like, I'm gonna talk to Eric and tell him that we're gonna do a duet at the karaoke. And so he came up to talk to us, and I was like, we're gonna do a duet. And he was like, okay, I'm down, like whatever, right? Like we're talking, like literally he stood in line and talked to us for like 15 minutes. Like we started like
Yes.
here, and like he walked with us all along and like met here. It was like
Aw,
he's like the greatest. And then
he is.
friend ended up like meeting up with us, and she was like, she said so she like, and she called us beautiful, and we were like, stop it because you're so gorgeous. And like I guess we ended up becoming besties with his girlfriend. He was just the weirdest thing ever. And then uh,
Yes.
she helped us come up with our duet song. But I and Eric and I were gonna do it at karaoke, but by the time that we were like gonna go sign in, like the book was gone. But
Damn.
we talked to them a little bit and all this stuff, and then we had our lunch, and we sat at the same table, and it was a great. I mean, it was a great lunch. I think we
Yeah.
had sliders and stuff like that.
Yeah, I couldn't even finish my plate. I really liked the like broccoli kind of close coleslaw that they had. My wrap was good. The fruit was great. I didn't eat my little pulled pork sandwich, but and I love the lemonade. The lemonade was really good.
They, their pulled pork was pretty good. And I mean, and Texas is like real big on barbecue and stuff, down here. So
Yeah,
I was pretty impressed with their pulled pork. Um,
yeah.
their
Which
sweet tea needs a little bit of work. They need a lot more sugar in it. But the it was like the Lipton sweet tea, I'm pretty sure. Like if but it's like
yeah,
next if they ask me, I will brew them some sweet tea, some
no,
juice,
yeah.
and give
I was
everyone
like,
basically.
anytime they said we also have tea, I was all like, you have tea. And I was just like, I don't think it's my type of tea.
Yeah, no, it was
Us
not.
Southern girls were really like, us Southern girls were feeling the loss of our sweet tea.
Yeah, because it's like if they don't have Coke Zero or like Dr Pepper, I'm like I really need like something. So
Yeah.
fine. Then after that, I think I went back to the Airbnb, and then we just started. That was Sunday. We had decided was gonna be our day to go and see all the sites. So we hadn't like gone to the sign yet to take pictures. We hadn't gone to see like the Bella Swan house or the and then we had Cherish's event that day too. So we went from
Oh, at the
breakfast.
military.
Yeah, we went from breakfast to Airbnb to Cherish's event, which was really cool. That was really nice. The military inn was literally so beautiful, like so gorgeous, and
I about lost it in the line when she was singing a driver's license from the cactus point of view.
that was like so funny. I but and we were like in well, 'cause you had got there a little bit after us, But we had, oh, you know what? And Crystal still has our pictures. I need to tell her to send them to me. The ones of us by the military, and I totally forgot about that. But we're there, and she started singing Silence, and so we all took our phones out with our flashes on. We were like
It's,
there, and
I
we were like,
saw.
it was like so beautiful. It was just like so nice, and um, like it was like a great time. And I was like, my goodness. Um, and we went inside. We did like a little tour. I took pictures with the OC, and then after that, that's when we went back to the. Oh no, well we had to kind of wait for Cherish. She had to finish her thing, and then so we were kind of hanging out at the Airbnb, and Cherish got there, and then we started going and seeing everything because they didn't really have any more. They didn't have like a lot of events that day.
Yeah.
But
We after the luncheon, we went back to the hotel to like figure out what we were gonna do, and also because I started right after the luncheon, and I had to like run back and like change, the necessities. I still wanted to wear my dress because I don't wear that dress often, but I was just like, fudge. Of course, it would happen like right now. And then we went over the schedule of what they had, and we knew we wanted to go to the collection that day. And then also, I wanted to go back to Native to Twilight so I could get my parents a magnet or a souvenir. So after the military inn, I think that's what we did. We went to Native to Twilight. No, after the military inn, we went to the coffee hut. We went to Shaw in the Dark. We got coffee, best coffee ever. Then we went to the collection. Then we went to Native to Twilight. And then we went back to the hotel. Oh, no, no, no. We went to Bella's birthday cake. That's what it was. We went to Bella's birthday cake because it was at 5. We saying happy birthday. I don't eat cake, so Kenzie was, I think, the only one that got cake. And then we went back to the hotel. That's when I changed. And then I met up with you at the fork sign. And then we just waited it out until it was time to go to the party.
yeah, so what we had did is we went to oh I'm like trying to think about because we went to like so many places. We went to the Bella Swan house. We went to the Fort Community Hospital. Um, we went to Outfitters, but by the time we had got there, they had already like they were like getting cow cake, and I'm not like I don't really like cake like that. So I was like to want to like wait in a line to get it. So I was
Yeah.
like, it's fine. Like I don't really need the cake. But we stopped at Outfitters, and then Cherish. I think Cherish was feeling like a little like she wasn't feeling good, so she ended up taking our rental back to my rental back to the Airbnb, and I was with Mary and Emily and Angela, and from there we went to the visitor center to go to pictures with the check and the sign, and that's where like you and I met up. And then after that, we went to Chandra, who is Aro in the Volturi Coven. Um, she was helping Marin and Emily kind of like take stuff back to Utah in her rental, so we went and dropped it off over there. Um, and she was like so sweet and so nice, and she was like, I
Oh,
love Sandra so much. She's so nice. And then we were there, and their Airbnb was gorgeous. Like it was so pretty. And then whoever, like one of the girls that was staying with them, and one of their friends was like, "Oh yeah, there's a hot tub in the back too." And we were like, "What? I want to see the hot tub." But I think the guy who plays Marcus was in it, and I was like, "Oh, that's weird. I don't want to." I don't. You be like, "This girl is following me." It was so funny. But then after that, we went to after that we like started going to La Push. Um, we literally we were driving there. We stopped at the treaty line. I signed for the Bite podcast. I put our at on there, and then I put my at on there. Did you find it? Did you see when you went to? Did you
found
see?
it.
Because you went, I think, like the day after us or something like that.
Yeah.
And we were it was literally like gorgeous. We
I feel
literally
like
almost
crap.
got stranded at the tree line though because Mare had someone take a picture for her, and handed her bag off to them, and they were in our other like another rental car, and they ended up getting in the rental car and leaving, and we like get into the car and we tried to start it, but they had already left, and the car didn't turn on because the key was in Mare's bag, and we had zero signal. All of our phones were on the brink of dying,
Oh
and
no.
we were like, we're gonna be stuck here for an hour. Like we were like, oh my goodness. And then finally, I was able to get like a bar, and I texted and called Riley, and I was like, right, because Riley was in the other car. I was like, we can't leave because Aaron has our key, and they like I didn't think that they heard us because Riley said what, and then like I told her again, and then it was silent, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're dead. Like that's it, we're stranded. And then like 5 minutes later, they come back in the car and they give it to us, and then we finally started driving to La Push. We went to the second beach, and it was just so beautiful. It was like nothing I've ever like seen or experienced. It was like so beautiful.
Yeah.
And we were there for sunset, and then we wanted to kind of see the stars, but it got like a little cloudy, and so we were like, okay, so we were able to like stay to see like a couple of the stars come out, but not enough. But it was so beautiful. We cried on the beach because Angela did this Hawaiian tradition with me, Mare, and Emily, where you kind of like say your name, and then you bring something. You say like, I want to bring with, and then you say like something that you want to bring with. So like I said, my husband because he wasn't there to experience it with me, and like and then you say something that you want to manifest, and then afterward you say mahalo, and then everyone's mahalo back, and so we literally the whole time we're all crying, and then
Aw.
Angela saying like yeah, Angela said it's a tradition that they do in Hawaii, in like her culture, um when they visit a new place, kind of to like give back to like the space that you're at. And then she sang like a beautiful like song, like a Hawaiian song. Um, and it was just, we were all standing there crying. It was like literally the most beautiful thing ever. And we left La Push. I think we went back to Airbnb like super quick to change because it's the push is literally like the middle point, like the little push road is the middle point from our Airbnb and Fort. So we were like, let's,
Oh.
and then the karaoke was right there on the push road at the roundabout. So we went to the Airbnb quick to change, and then I cooked a candy, a little bit,
Can.
a little bit more than I had took Friday night. I didn't and I think I had one drink. I think I had like one white claw, just so that I can like, 'cause, there was no alcohol allowed. So I had to like be
Yeah.
like a little, I was like, if I'm gonna go drink.
No, same. I had to like I had brought a Smirnoff with me, and then I drank it in the car. I finished it before we left, but then I had given Crystal one because she wanted to try it, but then she didn't really like it. So then I had to like down Crystals in the car right before we went in.
And then we get to karaoke, and I think we sat at your guys' table, but it was, and so me and Miriam were laughing a lot. So then Cherish goes up to sing, and then Cherish and I do a duet. We sang High School Musical.
And it was right when I wanted to be up in the front, but it was right when y'all started your piece that I finally was able to like talk to Eric and be like, "Hey, can I get a picture of you pointing at my tattoo?" Because like he was,
Oh
he
yeah.
likes to talk. He likes to talk, so I didn't want to like interrupt him with the other girl. And it was like right when y'all started, I was able to like have my time with him.
So I honestly think that when Cherish and I went up was the turning point of the karaoke party because
No, I think it was.
yeah, literally. And you know how I know that I was like messed up at the karaoke party? I Not only were we like laughing hysterically over like literally the stupidest thing ever, but a girl and a guy went up to sing "Picture" by Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow, and that's my favorite song to sing karaoke with my dad. So he goes, so and so singing "Picture," and I go, yeah, and I like literally, I only me, and everyone turned to look at me, and I was like. I was like that. I'm embarrassed because it was literally I was the only person to cheer for that, and I was like, I thought more people would be
Okay.
excited for it. Like I thought people were gonna be excited for them to sing the song, but no, they weren't. And everyone turned to look at me, and I was like, I'm embarrassed. But
Oh, my hair just went in my throat. Ew.
but that was like so funny. And then that's another reason why we started laughing hysterically because I was just like being loud and everyone's
Wait,
turning.
was this? Wait. Was this at the table? Because I think I heard you, and I think I turned to you, and you were
Yeah,
like,
everyone turned to look at me. I like even like everyone in the roundabout turned, and I was like, oh no. I was like, I thought people were gonna cheer. Like I didn't. Um.
"Hey,
Then
that probably gave them the support they needed to get up there and do their thing."
probably hopefully. But so then we're like literally at so Cherish and I went to sing, and then that's when like other people came up to like watch us, like Mayor Emily, because she came up. There was like a group of people that came up, and I honestly feel like that was like the turning point of karaoke because up until that point, no one was going up to the front, no one was like cheering, no one was singing along, and then Cherish and I went up, and then people like went up, and then Marin went up after us or something like that, or so like a couple, and she sang the climb, and I go hard for the climb. So I was
Yes.
was on my knees in front of the stage, like praising them for singing. Like I felt like I was at church or something because I was like, "It's all about." It's like I was like, "This is like a worship church right now," because I was like going ham, and I was so excited. And then every song after that was so good. And
Yeah.
after that, like literally, like a group of like a crowd formed at the front. So I was like, Cherish and I, we were the trendsetters. We started it.
Y'all y'all are what did it. I went up there after I had finished up with Eric, and I think that was when um the lady doing Ice Ice Baby was about to do it. Or it
Oh,
was
I
or it was
love it.
or it was before. Oh no, it was when Eric it was when Eric went to go do Baby Got Back.
I know you were there when they were singing the climb because Jazz and Crystal were there, and then Crystal kept recording me because I guess I was like being funny and like I guess I don't know, but yeah, and it was like everything started like everyone started going up, and then like they sang "Ice Ice Baby," which is my jam. I was like supporting the girl who was up there. I was like, I got you.
Yes.
And then they sang "My Immortal" by that was "My Immortal" by Evanescence was the last song before a 2 years, and I was going ham on that song.
I saw you. I saw you, Raven.
Cherish has videos, and it's just like I was like so ridiculous. Oh, and then they also two girls went up and sang "Royals," and it was so
Oh,
funny. I have a video. I'm gonna have to add all these videos in my vlog because I'm gonna put it and upload it onto the account. So look out for that. I'm like
my
almost.
vlogs suck.
I mean, mine. I'm like they're just gonna y'all are just gonna get like random clips of like
Literally.
whenever I remember to record. But I'll put pictures and I'll put all those videos and stuff like that so you guys can see. They're gonna be a lot without context, but it's fine.
That's the
Um,
best kind.
best time.
Leaves you
But
to wonder.
it's so funny because we're literally sitting there and they're singing Royals, and you know how like it goes, never be Royals, and there's a callback Royals.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that everyone's literally going to sing the callback. So I want to be Royals, and I'm the only one Royals, and it was only me because everyone sang the chord, the other part, and I was like, what the heck? Literally the best. And then afterward, I like became besties with Jasper. Uh,
Yeah.
we were like
He's so cool.
talking to like all the OC afterward. I was talking to Eric Odom's girlfriend, um, Marcella. She's like literally the sweetest person ever. We were like talking to her. She was so nice, and then we went outside and I was talking to the Edward cosplayer, Alan, because he does astrology readings, and he was like so cool. It was so funny because we were standing there we're like talking. I was like, I heard that you do astrology readings. I was like, I'm gonna have to pay for like one of your things. And I was like, but I'm telling you now, like my big six is all Leo except for my rising. I'm Sagittarius. And he was like, oh, you need to talk to this one to V because she also has 5 Leo placements, but I have 8 Leo placements.
I did not realize how I knew you had a lot of Leo, but when I looked at our co-star thing together, I was like, holy shit, that whole chart is Leo.
Literally, I'm like, let me pull it up, guys. So
I have a lot of Earth sign in my
Sun, Mercury, Moon, Venus, Mars are all Leo. And
we
then,
share Mercury and Venus because my Mercury and Venus is Leo.
love that. But so I have like a lot of Leo, and he goes, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, Sagittarius rising, it's the best." He was like, "Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius is probably the best rising sign that you can have." And I go, "Oh my God, thanks." He goes, "That's the Leo." So and he's like, "That was the Leo, not that was not the Sagittarius." And I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "Duh." Um, and then he was like saying some things, like he's like kind of a little bit, and then I was like, "I'm definitely gonna have to book a reading with you because I'm like, I love stuff like that."
Yeah.
And then we just went home and we went back to Airbnb that night, and that's like the night that Cherish and I and Angela Cherish, Angela, Riley, and I were all leaving at like 7. We wanted to leave before 8 for sure because we had to be at the airport. All of our flights left at like I think Riley's was like 2ish, Angela's was like a little like at the like closer to 1, but kind of like 12ish. And so we all needed to be there like pretty early. Um, so, but oh my gosh, I loved it so much because we're literally like, so then that night we got there, back at the Airbnb, we packed all of our stuff, we cleaned everything, like we were getting everything ready just so that I know like Mare and Emily and a couple of the people were leaving like the next day. And so we didn't want to leave them with like our mess and stuff. So we were like cleaning up and all that. Um, And so then like the drive over to this, because so on the drive over to Fort from Seattle, we took the long way, like we went under, but on the way over there, we kind of like went through like Port Angeles and all that stuff, and it was like so beautiful. That drive
That's my favorite drive. We did that.
is so beautiful. It's like unreal. Like oh my goodness, like I can't even. It's
It
gorgeous.
like when we drove because we took that same route going and leaving, and so it was like when we were coming in it was a beautiful day, sunny, cloudless, and then when we were leaving on Tuesday it was gloomy and foggy and rainy, and we're like, Forks is sad for leaving.
Okay, and we were when we left when we got in to Forks. I mean, it was nighttime, so we couldn't really tell. But the whole time that we had been there was like rainy, drizzling, foggy. But then Sunday, it was like super bright and beautiful,
Yeah,
gorgeous. And then also when we were leaving that day, like Port Angeles was so sunny and beautiful and like amazing. Um, and we didn't really have time to stop in Port Angeles, but like we drove through it and we stopped at McDonald's because I was like I need a fucking coffee like now, like I need McDonald's coffee. I just need to
yeah.
like I need chain restaurants. Oh my God, that's so terrible. But and then we got to the airport and so Cherishes and I, so there was actually a hurricane that was like going through Texas that was supposed to hit like literally like Monday night.
Holy shit.
And I know like we know someone who was supposed to fly in from to Houston, from Seattle to Houston, but their flight got canceled because of the hurricane. So they had to fly to Dallas and get a rental and drive back home to Houston.
They
Um,
could Man,
and,
the airline couldn't like get them a flight at a later time or even put them in a hotel.
yeah, I don't know, but
Jesus.
so I had told Carlos because I was supposed to get in here at home at 10:30, and I was like, if my flight gets delayed anything past 11:30, I'm not going to school the next day. So I was like, my plan was to get home and work for 2 hours on lesson plans or like my work that week, and I was like, I'm not going to stay up till 2 and then like go to sleep for a couple hours and wake up and then go to school. Like I was like, I
Yeah.
will not teach that day at all. Like I would just be terrible, you know. I would be excited that I went on my trip, but I was just like, like what is the point? So my flight got delayed twice. It got delayed from 8:30 to 9:30, and then 9:30 to 10:30, and like departure time. And I thought we were like, is it because of the storm? Like, what's going on? But we got on the plane and we sit down and we're like literally about to take off, and they go, sorry for the delay, guys. We were doing maintenance. And I was like, why would you tell me that? I was
Why
like,
would they tell y'all that?
I don't want to know this. Like, why, shut up. Don't just tell me that. Just tell me something. Like, don't even, just say sorry for the delay. Don't tell me that you were having
Yeah.
problems with the freaking, um, with the freaking plane, like you had to do maintenance. And then we're like, so I already took the day, and I was like, whatever. And I was glad because I was like, I can sleep in, I can do a lesson plan. Like I was like, I can chill on Tuesday, and Wednesday I'll be ready to go and ready for school. And
Yeah.
I did that, and it was great. And I like was really refreshed to go back to work on Wednesday. And I put together like a little video for my kids. I took a whole bunch of like pictures of my trip, and then like I put my TikTok video that was like my last day of FTO, and it was so emotional. Oh,
Was I was a baby during 1,000 years. Like I was okay, and then it's like because I was in the front and I was watching them, and I was just trying to be like in the group, and then all of a sudden they hit that chorus, and I was like, tears.
yeah. It was it was so beautiful. It was magical. And like literally I was like, I cannot wait like I need to go back now. Like I need to go back
Yeah,
tomorrow. And
I'm already looking at hotels for next year, the dates.
we did get a bag of goodies from
Yeah,
SF, and I think that maybe what we can do is because I know you have to go, we can do like separate, or I can do a video like what I got to this, we got the same thing,
yeah.
and that way we can. So what did you get signed by Peter and Eric? Let's show that one time, and then we'll wrap this joint up.
Let me go get it. Let me go get it because it was my notebook.
Oh
Okay, I got it.
yeah, so I had Crystal got me this the movie companion,
The Eclipse one.
and so I had Eric sign the front here. And it says to Raven, Eric Odom, Peter, and then there's a page in here that was literally all
King.
yours. This is to Raven XOXO Heart Peter Fascinity Dr. Cullen. And I was like, I already have your autograph, but I guess I'll get it again.
Yes, but this time it's in person.
Yes, and it was great. And so you had them sign. What did you have them sign?
So this is the Twilight journal that came in the 4 set Twilight journals with all the book covers, and I had been debating what I wanted them to sign because then I was like, oh, maybe I'll have them sign my first edition of Twilight. Maybe I'll have them sign the White Book, or I didn't know. But then I was like, okay, what if I go to future events and I make this an autograph book? So I had Peter, because like there's a note from Stephanie on the front. So then I had Peter sign the first page. So yeah, got my name right. I had to put my name tag up so that he could spell it right. And then the second page I had Eric sign, and I did. He was trying to guess how to spell my name because he could see it right here, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just show you this." And he signed it to Rihanna, my Carolina girl. And then he put his name, and then Peter.
You know what would be really cute? What you could do is ask them to draw something. Be like,
Shut up.
yeah, like, could you just like find it and then just do like a quick little drawing or something?
Oh,
You can start
maybe if
that
he
next.
goes next year, because next year's the movie that he was in. And I was gonna have the OC sign this, but I forgot it on the Saturday.
I think I'm just gonna have them if like for future events. I'm just gonna have everyone sign this because like there's
That
literally every character on like basically all the characters here. Except like in the first movie, like all of them in here. But I was like, that's chill with me.
yeah.
So yeah, but it was such a great time, and I'm so excited to go back to sports
I'm so
in
excited.
November. And
FTF 2022.
yeah, it's gonna be a
Yes.
blast. And maybe we'll have some bite podcast stuff by then, and
Maybe we'll have a table at the bazaar.
maybe yeah, if we have merch by then, who knows? But yeah, we had a great time, and just thank you to our viewers and our listeners for like being on this journey with us, because like
Shout out
literally,
to shout out to Allie. Allie, she recognized you, and then it's like she didn't realize that it was me, and her reaction was just so funny. And she's been a listener, so Allie, if you're listening, it was great meeting you at FTF.
so glad that someone recognized me. I was like, if no one recognized me, I'm gonna flip shit. I'm gonna jump off a cliff. That's what I'm gonna do. But because she was like, "Are you Raven from TikTok?" And I was like, "Yeah, that is me." It was the best thing ever. It was so great. I loved it so much. But I can't wait for SK 2022. Keep a lookout for at least my vlog. You can post your vlog on here too if you want, but it'll be like little random clips and then like pictures and random videos. So hope you guys enjoy that.
Yeah, I have my packing vlog, which is a full vlog, and then everything else is gonna be clips because your girl's bad at vlogging. I was just living in the moment, and my phone died like every hour.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's another tip for next year. Take a portable charger.
Take multiple portable chargers.
Like take like a couple that are, and make sure they're fully charged, and then also make sure you have water in your bag. Like we should
Yes.
we should make a video on YouTube, and not a podcast. Tips for
F-
STF.
yes, tip FTF survival kit.
Literally, that's gonna be our next podcast. And it's gonna be we need to record one and then we'll put it up so that it's always there. And we'll have to
Yes,
have it won't be a podcast, it won't go up on Spotify, it'll just be on YouTube. Or maybe it will go on Spotify, but we'll see.
we'll
Um
see.
it'll be like a little extra podcast for you guys. This next
Yes.
but we are nearing our 1 year anniversary of this podcast, so so yeah, thank you guys for listening and we'll see you next time. Peace
See you
out.
next time.